So today we will continue. Yes, in the previous video we had stopped at connection.cursor. So cursor is going to connect with the database whose name is attendance, and we will use this cursor for executing our queries. Now I need to create a web page. So first I will give the title as attendance management system. Then I will give the buttons. So the first button will be to create table and insert dummy data. So st.button, and here I will write create table and insert dummy data. Okay, so this is the if statement. If the button is clicked, there will be a button displayed, and if the button is clicked, the title of the button will be create table and insert dummy data. Title is the heading that will appear on the page. So when I write if, that means if the button is clicked, then we should execute a function create table. So this is the function that should execute. For executing the function, we will have to pass two things. One is the connection and the cursor, and we have to execute one more function, insert dummy data. So again, for this function we have to pass the connection and the cursor. These two things, why we have to pass, we will see. Right now there is a underline because this function is not created, so we have to create these two functions. We will create two different files, and in those files we will create the function with the name create table and insert dummy data. So the first file I have created a services folder. Inside that I will create the file insert dummy data.py. Okay, and I will create one more file create tables. So create, we will call this empty tables.py. So these are the two things. Now inside this, so I have to create a function. So I will create like this inside the, and here I am getting the connection and the cursor. That's it. So this is the first function. Then the second function is insert dummy data. I will paste it in this second file insert dummy data. Okay, so this is my second function. Finally I will save all, go back to main. Now I have to import the function. So from services import create table, and from services dot insert dummy data import insert dummy data. So this is the folder services, you can see here. In that there is a file create empty tables, which you see here. Inside that file there is a function create table, which you can see here. Then there is a folder services. Inside that there is a file insert dummy data. Inside that there is a function insert dummy data. So here is that function. And so now we have created the functions. We have to go into these files and complete those functions. First we will go into the we will go into the file create dummy data, create table. I will need my streamlit here, so I will write import streamlit as st. and this is how I will begin the function. So I need to write it in try and except, because if there is an error, then I have to I have to understand what is the error. So exception, and here I will write st.error, and here I can say that error is and e. Okay, so this will display that error. Then in try we will use the cursor to execute one query, so that so the query that we want to execute, we will write it in triple double quotes. This query will be to create the table. So I will write here create table. Now if the table exists, we will not do anything. So if not exists, okay, the table name will be students, and in this students table we want which columns. So first will be the ID. This will be in serial order, this will not be any random, and this will be the primary key of the table. Next, the column will be name. This column will store strings up to length 100, and this column, then there will be one more column which will store the roll numbers. This can be integer or varchar characters, it can store characters. Then we will have the date, and finally we will have the subject, okay, which can be again of various lengths. And once we have executed this query, we will write connection dot commit. So commit is a function which means to create the table and reflect those changes in the database. If everything is successful, so we will display a success message, table created named students with columns ID, name, roll number, date and subject. So this is how our function will look like. Okay. So again I will repeat that this is for creating the table with the rows 5 columns. There is no data, this is just creating the table if it does not exist. Commit is for saving the changes, and success is the message which will be displayed. If there is an error, then error will be displayed. Okay. Here we can do one more thing. We can get the error as error's description, so that we understand what is the error. Okay, so that we can do with the help of traceback. So I will write import traceback, and here I have to write print. I have to write print and traceback dot format underscore execution, and this is import traceback. So if there is any error, then that error will be displayed here, and the message will be exact line number and all details will be displayed in traceback. So that's it. We will see in the next video how to complete this insert dummy data function. Thank you and keep watching.